Okay, welcome everyone. I am back and we are currently in game. So, while I'm waiting for people to join, I'm going to go ahead and head down and finish mining this natron that I had found previously. Okay, we are not quite there yet. Oh yeah, we are falling. We are falling. Oh Lord. Oh, there we go. Okay, we have landed. Now, where did I go? Obviously, I went over here. So, let's follow my tunnel, yo. Let's follow my tunnel. Oh, welcome back. Okay. Oh, that's one thing that's interesting to know. I will need to update my chat link. Otherwise, it uses the previous chat. There we go. That is correct now. So, welcome back, viewer. Don't know which viewer you are. Okay, so here we go again. Ah, here we are. Ah, Sugon D's? Honestly, I don't know, man. I have no opinion. How's it going, Dionysus? I saw that coming. Cyclone. I saw that coming. What I have a feeling Cyclone might be a gamer that I happen to know. Because he just got me good. Oh, the humanity. Ah, this is Dual Universe Cyclone. This is Dual Universe. But now you're confusing me because the gamer I thought you might be knows what game this is. So you're someone who knows my real name, and you're someone who doesn't play this game. Well, then how do you know my real name? I mean, although my real name isn't particularly hidden. But most people aren't curious enough to go digging for my real name. Okay. And in case you're wondering why I'm not doing exactly what I said in the title, I am currently mining while I'm waiting for a couple more people to get in here. And because there's no point in showing off something that has, or to a group of people that is non-existent, so. By the way, whoever made up that sound for reaching max range of your mining tool should be shot. I mean, come on, man. All I want to say is mining is definitely not lagging at all. Okay, we got another watcher. Welcome to the stream. I do wish this actually showed you the names of people who jumped in. It would be nice, because I have very few people who watch my streams. Ha ha ha. Of just being like, yo, what's up? You know, friggin' Jackboy786, welcome to the stream. But apparently that's not going to happen. Okay, apparently one thing I didn't do, or one thing that I didn't realize, it reset my link container during all this mess, so apparently I'm not linked to my container at all, because I definitely should have relinked to it by now. I'm less than 700 meters away from it. But the real question is, how's my research doing? Oh yeah, 3 more days for this one research. This is one thing I do find tedious, is digging a tunnel to get the hell out. Very tedious. And if I think it's tedious doing it, can't imagine how tedious it would be for somebody watching it. It's gotta be pretty tedious, right? Would it make it less tedious if I sang a song? You know? I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, dee-dee-dee-dee, there they are, standing in the road, boom, 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 big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. Not sure that helps, but we do got another watcher here. Welcome. And another. Welcome both of you guys. Apparently the singing helped. Should I keep going on with it? Lou, I got some apples. Lou, you got some too? No? The digging of tunnels is tedious work. But I will say, this is impressive digging tunnel performance right now on the server's part. I haven't dug like this in a little while. So, I got 2 watchers with the I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, and then I lost 2 watchers with the Lou song. Man, y'all guys are fickle. We are almost here. Almost there. Whew. So, in the meantime, now we have 2 watching. I've lost another one. I know I should have sang more songs. Okay. There we go. Okay. Welcome, third person watching. We appreciate you joining. So, I'm going to go ahead and start showing off my Tier 2 hauler. So, the last thing that y'all seen was that this thing had not had its head put on, which I'm not especially proud of. It's not a great cockpit, but most of the body was finished and most of the rocket pods were finished. Now, what I've already done is I went ahead and added all the engines in here, and you can see this one's red because anytime the shield's down, which I use for a ramp, it becomes obstructed, or 20% obstructed, so it's not that big of a deal, but as soon as I pick up the shield like that, it'll change to not being obstructed. Now, as far as flying capability, I went with 2 medium ailerons on the back, and then 2 mediums on the front. That provides plenty of lift, like a ridiculous amount of lift. It's not that big of a deal. And you can see that in my atmospheric elements report. So if we look at my airfoil list, boom, and look at the general information, right now we're sitting at 239 tons, and this is pretty much completely empty, except for fuel. Well, both fuel in my tanks and fuel in extra fuel inside my container. We've added 2 space engines onto here because we easily have enough lift right now to break through the atmosphere, off the atmospheric, so I can easily fly this to another planet. Now, the only thing that we're kind of lacking right now is retro brakes. So right now, our retro rocket braking, we only have 4 mediums. I want to put another 4 mediums on here. Or maybe I'll put 2 larges on here, but obviously in the same spot, but top and bottom. And then, as far as atmospheric braking, we have 2 large atmospheric brakes right here. And we have 2 large atmospheric brakes right here. And as far as hovering, 2 large vertical boosters and 1 large vertical booster on the front. And then we have this little contraption right here with the landing gear to pretty much make sure that when it's actually parked, it keeps it up off the ground a little bit. Our adjusters we placed at all the corners on top of the engine. This gives us both the ability to rotate and to move left and right. And it gives a good amount of both, because basically it engages, if I want to move straight left, it will engage this adjuster, this adjuster, this adjuster, and this adjuster, all to move left. And it evens everything out and basically makes it to where these guys can do 2 jobs at once. Because if I try to rotate right, obviously it will also make those adjusters rotate. So this actually makes it really good to easily rotate. And then we did the same thing up here. So these operate as back, front, and left, right. Back, front, and left, right. And then these adjusters here are the bottom adjusters. Right now, I don't need top adjusters because these guys make it capable of me adjusting my pitch and yaw. Or sorry, my pitch. Just fine without any adjusters on top. If I want to increase that ability, I might add some later on, but they're not needed at this point. Now, if we go back in, so the reason that I crafted this large landing, or this large bay door, is because it's the only one that doesn't require electric engines. And well, right now I'm not producing them. I could, but I didn't feel like just doing it for one thing. So that's what's up with this large sliding door. I know it's much bigger than me. Why do it? Now, I've got 2 unaligned atmospheric engines. One powers 2 engines, one powers the other 2 engines. Done. Space engine, obviously, is for these space engines up here, but their primary purpose is for the hover engines down below. Now, we have the large container. Right now, there's only 1 in here, but I can put 2 more in here. And the ship should be able to handle all of them perfectly fine. Then we have our passenger seat over here, which is a navigation chair, and then our main pilot seat. Now the front, they're all just glass windows, so that way we have plenty of visibility in here outside. Unlike my last hauler, which you couldn't see shit. And that's basically it. Now, as far as the details of it, so if we take a look at the ability for this thing to turn. So for instance, rolling right and left, and you see right here, this wing shows is slightly obstructed, but it's not really. It keeps jumping back and forth on these things, but they're not really obstructed. I don't know why it keeps saying that they are. But anyways, pitch up and down, because we don't have the front adjusters on here, we have way more pitch up than we do down. But it's plenty of pitch. Rolling right and rolling left, I mean, ridiculous amount of torque. And then yaw right and yaw left, we have a decent amount of torque as well. Now, as far as our atmospheric engines, as you can see, it's just like I showed you out there. It's just the 4 large. We have no hover engines. Now, the reason why we don't do hover engines is because one thing that I've discovered is that the vertical boost engines, well, they work just as well as hover engines. And they have the exact same functionality as well. So if I press insert on here, right now we're sitting on the ground, pick up the landing gear, press space just to get us moving, and boom, you can see these guys, they'll kick us up, but whenever it comes down to it, there you go. When we get low, they fire to slow us down and then set us on the ground. So we're perfectly fine. We don't need this ship to stay hovering. We just need it to slow down before we hit the ground, which is what they're doing. Now, boom. Yep, nice soft landing. And whenever we're going to take off, as you can see, these vertical boosters, they provide us quite a bit of lift. I mean, let's see, that was 813 meters. That's almost 20 meters of lift just from those hover engines at their hovering position. They go up another 5 or 10 meters after, and then slowly set course for the ground. But yeah. Okay. We now have 1 watcher. Apparently you've all got over your boredom because the game is actually live. I can appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, whoever the person watching is now. Okay. Remember, you can ask me any questions you want to about industry, and I will be providing a tour of my industrial complex so y'all can see this stuff in action. Woohoo! Don't have to go too far up the tunnel to get relinked. Nice. Okay, after I finish this node, I'm going to go ahead and give us our tour of the industrial building. But I still have to finish this node. I can't leave this node, man. I have a problem with once I start a node, I can't finish it. Or I can't not finish it. Lulu, I got some apples. Lulu, you got some too. This is going to take a while. Getting up this mining tunnel, and then we're heading back to the base, and we're going to do an overview of my industrial buildings. But luckily, this tunnel is built now. So it's just a matter of running up it. Which is literally just a matter of time. Lulu, I got some apples. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Dee dee dee, there they are, standing in the road. Boom, boom, boom. Being one small, one some as big as your head. Oh, I'd never have to do this if Mufasa was here. What? What did you say? Oh, nothing. You know the law. Never mention that name in my presence. I am the king. Yes, sire, you are the king. I just meant it in different to your royal managerial approaches. Sorry. That movie gets stuck in my head. Well, I watched that movie one time a long time ago, and it's still stuck in my head. Probably haven't watched that movie since I was 15. I'm out of my hole. Okay, now it is time to set course for the base. And then we will take a look at what I am doing for industry. Okay, so now, as you can see, this guy goes really, really fast. There we go. We have successfully landed. Okay. So let's go ahead and begin this little tutorial. So, as far as producing things, all my production is up top on my main floor. This is just a large container I used for helping build. So it's just got a lot of building parts, fuel, that kind of thing, as well as scrap. Not really important. The main thing for my building stuff is all my industrial buildings right here. So the way these things are set up is each industrial building is specific to one part. Like this one makes hydraulics, this one makes reinforced large frames, this one makes basic screws, basic pipes, so on and so forth. And each of these guys has a corresponding storage unit. So, we go down into my base. Yes, I know, making everything black was probably a bad idea. But, for instance, we have our honeycomb or our scrap maker right here, making specifically sodium scrap, dropping it in Ha. But everything in my base has its own storage container. So, I've got a tier 1 storage container right here, which I don't need right now. I have my tier 2 storage container right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and move all of that into this item container. Now, that's automatically going to get grabbed by one of these refineries. As you can see, this thing is feeding. What the hell? Why is it feeding so many refineries? So, tier 2 ore input. Yeah, that's right. And then chromium, calcium, and sodium refineries. So 3 refineries. I don't have a refinery for the 3rd tier 2 resource yet, because I don't need it. And then they're feeding directly into one of these guys. So this is my sodium? Yes, that is my sodium one. Right now, it is currently crafting that stuff and feeding it in here. Now, all my other buildings, they pull specifically what they need. So if you see there's a lot of links going out here, well, first off, these links here. These are for the transfer units. So the transfer units pull all the oxygen, all the hydrogen out, and put them in a storage container specifically for gases. Reason for this is for fuel making. Now, I'm going to need more of them as I make more containers, because like this last one, I couldn't link up because I'm out of connection points. So I'm going to have to make 2 more and push 2 more into there. But all the manufacturing stuff, so they grab the base materials that they need, and then they put them into a specific parts. So for instance, the alloy smelters. So this is making nothing but aluminum, iron, alloy. This is making nothing but steel. This one is for psyllium. This one is for honeycomb material. So, then you keep going, and like I have one for basic burners, basic mobile panels. So I decided until I have a great need for these, I was not going to do a container per mobile panel size. And so this is just mobile panels. Did the same exact thing with the power stuff, the basic power systems, and the chemical containers. So eventually, if I have a need for it, I will create a box just for medium basic and large basic, and then I won't differentiate between tiers. I'll put all tiers in one box, and then as I progress even farther, it'll be a box per tier and per size. But now, whenever I want to build something, all I do, and you can see right here, these are where the assemblers are. So all I do is I connect up the assemblers specifically to whatever part they need. Like this one is making glass panels, so he's hooked up to the glass box. the fixations and casing box, and he sends everything down to the assembly line box, which is this one right here. It's where I get all my stuffs. And that's it. That's how you maximize the number of connections that you can make to everything, is just by splitting off all your stuff into single boxes like this. And it makes it to where you can hold a massive amount of buffer resources. So that way, even if you don't have your ore filled up, you should still be able to produce most things just off of what you could produce last time you mined. So, any questions about the industrial stuff? How I ran through all this, what it's doing, that kind of thing? No? Okay, well folks, I'm going to go ahead and end my live streams for today. I appreciate y'all watching, and I hope all of y'all have a great day. And if you live in the United States, I hope y'all have a great 3-day weekend for Labor Day.